Now, for more on today's Empire State primary, we're joined by Jennifer Jacobs of Bloomberg Politics. And in Albany is Karen DeWitt, Capitol Bureau Chief for New York State Public Radio. Ladies, welcome to you both. First, the results as we know them at this point. The Associated Press projects Donald Trump has scored a resounding victory on the Republican side, 69% to Kasich 19, and it's too soon to call the Democratic race between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. So, Ms. Jacobs, let me start with you first. What do you read from the exit polls?
Well, what we see, it's very interesting. The GOP says they're divided. These people were asked, the voters were asked, do you feel like the campaigns have divided you or energized you? And on the GOP side, 57% said divided. On the Democratic side, 68% said energized. That's fascinating to me. 26% of the Republicans said they would never vote for Trump. You know, and with Hillary Clinton, 85% of Democrats said they would vote for her. Only 13% said that they wouldn't. So what this shows is a unified party on the Democratic side, not so much on the GOP side. And you had Ted Cruz in his speech just now in Pennsylvania saying the word unify over and over again. He said, you know, this is just a politician, Donald Trump, winning his home state. He dismissed it. And then he went on to give this very uplifting message about how he wants to unite the party. So that's the theme of the night for the Republicans, is trying to unite.
Karen DeWitt?
Well, the big question that I still have is, were Kasich and Cruz able to pick off any delegates from Trump's big win? Because this fight was fought in 27 separate congressional districts, and Cruz and Kasich, they knew they weren't going to win, but they focused on particular districts where they thought that if Trump, under the rules, didn't get above 50%, they might be awarded some delegates. And it's starting to look now like they might not have gotten very many, and I'll be very interested to see that as the numbers come in. On the Hillary-Bernie race, I'm really not all that surprised that it's as close as it's coming out to be. I mean, Hillary has the support of the party establishment in New York, so she had a leg up. But just talking to Democrats that I know and covering various things in New York State, it just seemed like the Bernie supporters were much more enthusiastic. And even though there was going to be barriers to them voting, they had to have registered months ago in the Democratic Party, and some of them didn't. It does seem like maybe they were a little more motivated to go out to vote. And I really want to see the margin. You know, if she does win, how much did she win by? Is it less than 10%? So I'm very curious about that in the hours to come.
Jennifer Jacobs, how important is that margin question?
For the Republicans?
Or for the Democrats?
Or for the Democrats. It's huge, because Hillary Clinton wants to roll out of bed tomorrow morning as the presumptive nominee. She wants to have more ammunition to be able to say, this is really over, enough is enough. You know, the Sanders people still have a lot of passion. Are we going to see Bernie Sanders, even if she comes out with a huge margin, are we going to see him bow out of the race? Probably not. They still have a big argument. You know, she has won 18 states. He has won 16. He's won the 7 of the last 8 races. He's had these enormous crowds, even in New York, where she's had much smaller crowds. So they still say that, in the national polls, there's a new NBC Wall Street Journal poll that shows that he is just 2 points behind her nationally with Democrats. So they feel like they still have the momentum. Things are going to start getting rougher, you know, in next week when those April 26th, those 5 states come up. Hillary Clinton is expected to do well in those. So Bernie Sanders might be riding the last of his wave. So that margin, if she really crushes him, is going to be a big blow for the campaign.
Karen DeWitt, one of the interesting things from the exit polls that I was reading was just the electability question, at least on the Republican side, when voters were asked, do you care, on the list of things that you care about, that your candidate, whoever you vote for tonight, wins this presidency? And that actually ranked pretty low for them.
Yeah, well, I think they're very dedicated to whatever candidates that they're for. I know a lot of Democrats that I know personally have voted for Bernie Sanders in the primary and said, but yes, I would vote for Hillary Clinton in the general election. The thing about Donald Trump, though, he's just very polarizing. And there's things he said about immigrants and various other things that there are certain people, even 1/4 of Republicans in New York, according to the exit polls, who would not vote for him if he were the Republican Party candidate.
And this is where Kasich has this opportunity, and you see that playing out in the numbers as well.
Right. It sounds like Kasich might have come in second place here. But at the exit polls, they asked, you know, was this a vote for your candidate or against your opponent? And 42% of the people who voted for Kasich said they were voting against someone else. With Donald Trump, He still is the presumptive nominee at this point, although it's unclear whether he's going to get to that necessary magic delegate number. But I've heard a lot of Republicans say he's got this Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing going on. They're never sure which candidate they're going to get. But he's gone, 2 weeks now without a gaffe, so it's possible he's turned the corner.
And well, he also, in the numbers, he won across all educational backgrounds, all income levels, all ideologies. I mean, this was a clean sweep in any way you wanted to measure
New York State's showing him some love, and this is the state that knows him the best. So he's survived the pressure cooker of all those tabloid newspaper headlines. They know all his flaws, and yet they're still coming out and saying, we really love this guy.
And Karen DeWitt, so far go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it shows that there's less of a chance now of a brokered convention, that we've just heard so much about that on the news channels. And it looks like with this win, it seems a little bit less likely that that's going to happen. And maybe he will reach his magic delegate number of 1,237, which I think everybody in politics knows that number by now.
All right, Karen DeWitt from Capitol Bureau Chief of New York State Public Radio, and Jennifer Jacobs of Bloomberg Politics. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And again, updating our top story, the results in the New York presidential primary. The Associated Press now projects Hillary Clinton has defeated Bernie Sanders in the Democratic contest, and Donald Trump is the projected winner on the Republican side. A short time ago, Trump emerged at his headquarters in Manhattan's Trump Tower to claim his victory.
All over New York State, we went to Syracuse, we went to Albany, 20,000 people. I mean, on average, we'd have 15 to 20,000 people. We went to Rochester. We went to Bethpage. We went all over. And you know what? The people of this country and the people of this state truly are great and amazing people. We are going to be so strong again. We are going to be really, I mean, legitimately so great again. And I just can't wait.